Imagine this. You're stuck in a dark room your whole life, watching shadows on the wall, thinking that's the real world. Then one day someone drags you outside into sunlight and says, "Everything you knew was fake." Would you believe them? That crazy idea comes from a book written 2,400 years ago called The Republic by Plato. Today I'm going to explain the entire book in plain English like I'm talking to a friend over coffee. No boring lectures, just simple stories and examples from real life in 2026. If you've ever wondered, is the world fair? Who should really be in charge? Or why do fake things feel so real on social media? This video is for you. Stick around till the end for the mind-blowing ending that still changes lives today. Ready? Let's go. First, who was Plato? He lived in ancient Greece around 428 to 348 BC. He wasn't just a thinker. He was a rich kid who saw his teacher Socrates get executed by the government for asking too many questions. That changed Plato forever. Plato started a school called the Academy, the first university in the West. He wrote books as conversations between Socrates and his friends. The Republic is his most famous one. It's not a boring textbook. It's like a long group chat about the biggest questions in life. What is justice? What's the best way to run a country? How should we live to be truly happy? Plato uses simple stories and thought experiments. Today we'll break it down step by step, super easy. Think of this book as Plato's blueprint for a perfect society and why our world usually falls short. The book starts with a dinner party in Athens. Socrates and his buddies ask, "What is justice, really?" One guy, Cephalus, says justice is just paying your debts and telling the truth. Sounds good, right? But Socrates asks, would you return a weapon to a crazy friend who wants to hurt people? Probably not. So simple rules don't always work. Next, Polemarchus says justice is helping your friends and hurting your enemies. Socrates replies, what if you're wrong about who your friends are? Plus, hurting people makes you worse, not better. Then comes the loud guy, Thrasymachus. He shouts, justice is whatever the strong guy says it is. Might makes right. The rulers make the laws to benefit themselves and call it justice. He basically says, good people finish last. Socrates doesn't fully win the argument yet, but he plants the seed. Real justice should make everyone better, not just the powerful. Glaucon and Adeimantus, Plato's brothers in the story, push harder. Glaucon tells the story of the Ring of Gyges, a magic ring that makes you invisible. If you could steal, cheat, or do anything without getting caught, would you still be good? Most people say no, so maybe we're only good because we're scared of punishment. They challenge Socrates. Prove that being just is better for you, even if no one is watching. Prove that a just person is happier than an unjust one who gets away with everything. Socrates says, okay, let's build an imaginary perfect city from scratch. Maybe that will help us see what justice really looks like. Socrates starts small. A simple city where people trade what they're good at. Farmers grow food, builders make houses. Everyone is happier because they specialize. But people get greedy. They want luxuries, fancy food, art, bigger houses. So the city grows, needs an army to protect it. These soldiers are the guardians. They must be brave but gentle, like guard dogs that protect the family but are nice to friends. How do you train perfect guardians? Education. They study music and gymnastics, not just to get strong, but to balance their soul. Too much music makes you soft. Too much sports makes you mean. Balance is key. They also read good stories about gods and heroes that teach courage and honesty. Bad stories that show gods acting jealous or lying? Banned. Plato says what kids read shapes their character forever. In this perfect city, there are three classes, like three parts of a healthy body. One rulers, the wise brains, smartest, calmest people. Two soldiers, the brave heart, protectors. Three workers, the stomach, farmers, builders, shopkeepers who produce stuff. Justice in the city is simple. Each class does its own job and doesn't interfere with others. When everyone minds their business, the whole city runs smoothly and happily. Socrates says the same thing happens inside you. Your soul has three parts: reason, the driver; thinking, planning. Spirit, the horse, courage, anger, honor. Appetite, the other horse, desires for food, money, fun. A just person lets reason drive, spirit helps, and appetite follows, not the other way around. When your desires control you, you're miserable. When reason rules, you're truly free and happy. That's Plato's big idea. Justice isn't just don't steal. It's harmony inside you and inside society. Now it gets radical for ancient Greece. Socrates says women should get the same education and jobs as men, including becoming guardians and rulers. If a woman is good at something, why stop her? He asks. The only difference is physical strength. But that doesn't matter for ruling with wisdom. Guardians have no private families or private property. Kids are raised together by the whole community. No one knows whose kid is whose. Everyone treats all children like their own. This stops jealousy and greed. The craziest part, the rulers should be philosophers, people who love wisdom more than power or money. Normal politicians want votes and fame. Philosophers want truth. They're the only ones who won't get corrupted by power. A philosopher-king or queen would rule for the good of everyone, not for themselves. Sounds impossible? Plato says that's why real cities are usually unhappy. Wrong people are in charge. This is the most famous part of the whole book. Get ready. It will blow your mind. Imagine prisoners chained inside a dark cave since birth. They can only look at the back wall. Behind them is a fire, and people carry puppets and statues in front of the fire. The prisoners see only moving shadows on the wall. They think those shadows are the real world. They give names to the shadows, play games about them, and feel smart. One prisoner gets freed. At first, the light hurts his eyes. He sees the puppets. Wait, those shadows weren't real. Then he's dragged outside. The sunlight blinds him even more. Slowly, he sees real trees, animals, the sun itself, the true source of everything. He realizes the cave was fake. He feels sorry for his old friends and goes back to tell them. But they laugh at him. They think he's crazy and the sunlight damaged his eyes. If he tries to free them, they might even kill him. Plato says, we are those prisoners. The cave is our everyday world of opinions, TikTok, news, advertisements, all shadows. Most people argue about shadows and think they know reality. The escaped prisoner is the philosopher. Education is the painful journey out of the cave into real truth. The sun represents the ultimate good, the source of all truth, beauty, and justice. In 2026, this is more relevant than ever. Think about doom scrolling on your phone, believing every headline, or arguing politics with friends who only see one side. Those are shadows. Philosophy is the climb to see the real world clearly. Plato describes how even the best city slowly falls apart when the wrong people take over. Timocracy, honor over wisdom, people start loving glory more than truth. Oligarchy, rich rule, money becomes God. Democracy, everyone equal, no rules. Too much freedom turns into chaos and fake equality. Tyranny, one brutal dictator. The worst, where the leader is a slave to his own desires and makes everyone else slaves too. Same thing happens in your soul. If appetite rules, you become greedy. If anger rules, you become violent. Only reason ruling brings real happiness. So what does the Republic teach us today? Real justice starts inside you. Control your desires with reason. The best leaders are wise, not popular or rich. Education should make us better people, not just job-ready. Most of what we see on screens is shadows. Question everything and seek real truth. A good society needs balance, smart rulers, brave protectors, and happy workers all doing their part. Plato knew his perfect city was probably impossible on Earth. But the dream pushes us to do better. Even 2,400 years later, his questions still matter. Are you living in the cave or climbing toward the light? If this video helped you understand Plato better, drop a comment with your favorite part. The cave, the ring, or the Philosopher-King? Smash like, subscribe for more simple philosophy breakdowns, and share this with a friend who needs to escape the cave. Thanks for watching. Remember, the unexamined life is not worth living. That's Socrates. Go examine yours this week. See you in the next video. Peace out.